This is CU on the Court TV. Four-star recruit and Illinois commit Luke Goody shares his expertise on leadership and how he exemplifies those leadership skills both on and off the court. Plus, a sit-down with Utah State assistant basketball coach Dave Regland as he gives us an inside look on how they choose who to recruit. Also, very important information for future college basketball players on what an NCAA core GPA is. And finally, a sit-down with Ball State's assistant basketball coach Matt Crenshaw as he highlights the importance of education for high school basketball recruits. This is CU on the Court TV. Welcome to the very first episode of CU on the Court TV, a very much anticipated episode at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Levon Whitaker. And folks, here at CU on the Court TV, we're here to educate, entertain, and provide the many positive aspects and avenues that Grassroots basketball has created and shared with so many over the years. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, because right now we're going to jump straight into the very first segment of this episode. That's right, Amy Hanna of Respect Team sits down with the four-star recruit and Illinois commit Luke Goody.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to watch The Respect Connection. My name is Amy Hanna, and I have the privilege of being the director of a nonprofit organization called The Respect Team. The Respect Team gets to go into our local middle schools and high schools, and we talk about self-respect, and we talk about respecting other people too. Today with me, I have Luke Goody. So Luke, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for talking to me.
Of course. So Luke, tell me which school you go to and which grade you're going to be in here.
I go to Homestead High School, and I will be a senior next year. So I just finished my junior year.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations. That's very exciting.
Thank you.
Very exciting. Okay, so Luke, how long have you been playing basketball, and what position do you play?
I played basketball for as long as I can know, really. My dad put me into it at a pretty young age, but I really started playing competitively in second grade. I actually started playing for Team T in second grade, and we went to nationals, so that was kind of the first big tournament that we played at.
Okay, cool. And which position do you play?
I'm like a shooting guard or a wing, kind of like a 2 or 3.
Okay, cool. And have you been that for a while, all through high school, or did you switch some positions?
Yeah, I have. I kind of grew up a little bit taller than everybody, not too tall. I was really not supposed to get as tall as I am, so I kind of grew up playing the guard position. And obviously I got to a big height, a tall height, so being 6'6" and playing guard since a young age has definitely helped out.
Okay, that's awesome. So how long have you been playing with Indy Heat Gym Rats, and what's your favorite part about playing with them?
So I've been playing with them since freshman year. Me and Caleb first moved over to the team freshman year, and definitely the favorite part playing with the program is the great guys that I'm with, the great teammates and the great coaches and the great directors of Indy Heat, Jared Balfe, and then the head coach that I've been playing with, Coach Delaney. It's just been great. And then also the competition level, playing in the EYBL circuit, it's one of the best circuits out there, or it is the best circuit out there. So just playing competition that I'll be playing in college and high-level competition is definitely another aspect that I really enjoy.
Okay, that's awesome. So tell me, Luke, what has the sport of basketball taught you?
Basketball has definitely taught me teamwork and how to get through tough times. There's been a lot of roller coasters and tough times throughout the whole basketball career, and times that I just wanted to give up or times that I wanted to move teams or switch something up, but being able to persevere through has definitely taught me a lot. And then also teamwork, being able to work as a team, being able to trust others and count on others to help get the job done.
Okay, that's awesome. So off the court conversation, today we're talking about what it means to be a leader. So how have you demonstrated leadership on the court and then off the court too?
One thing I really try to do, I'm actually blessed to have a platform to be a high school athlete that is going to play at a high level college basketball. Having the platform that I do, I just try to lead by example. A lot of little kids and younger kids kind of look up to me being able to know that and recognize that, I just try to lead by example, help people out all the time, respect others, and try and always do the right thing because you never really know who's watching. So to be able to do that and have the platform I do and to be able to impact kids and kind of show them how to be a leader is definitely something I try and do.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a really hard thing to do, especially as a high school athlete. So do you think that you'll continue to really stay focused as you go to college on that leadership piece too?
Yeah, for sure. I've always tried to be a leader growing up. I actually played quarterback all through high school, and that's kind of a leadership position. So I've always kind of been in a leadership role. And then growing up on basketball teams like that, I've always kind of been an outgoing vocal leader. So that's definitely a trait that I will take into college and try and use in Illinois.
Okay, that's awesome. And remind me where you're going, where in Illinois?
I'm going to the University of Illinois, so I'm going to
Okay.
be playing at that school.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Luke, why do you think that it's important for athletes to show leadership both on and off the court?
I think it's very important for athletes to show leadership because, like I said earlier, people really look up to them. I mean, I'll have kids come up and ask me questions and stuff like that, and people that watch me. So just being able to use your platform and athletes to use their platform for little kids looking up to them, and then using their leadership in a way like that it can really affect people's lives and for the good.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Mm-hmm.
So, Luke, what kind of encouragement do you have for the people who are watching to just encourage them, both within basketball, but also to step up as a leader too?
I encourage them to keep working hard every day. Set that goal. Growing up, I've watched Big Ten basketball. I watched basketball growing up, and that was kind of always my goal is to play at the next level and to play in college. And I've worked really, really hard to get to that. And definitely something that I would tell people is set a goal. Just put it out there. It can be as big or small as you want, but that gives you something to work hard for. And then in terms of off the court leadership, just try and do something extra every single day. If you see someone that needs help, go up to them and help them. Or if you see someone that needs a little bit of encouragement or something like that, then you can go up to them and help with that too. So just get out of your comfort zone and kind of set goals that you want to strive for.
You're a pretty cool kid, Luke.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for watching the Respect Connection. If you would like to learn more about the Respect Team, you can go to our website, which is just respectteam.com. If you would like to reach out to us, you can contact us at info@respectteam.com. And as always, we want to leave you with our Respect Team motto, which is respect yourself, respect others, and respect all.
Wow, what an excellent interview by Luke Goody and Amy Hanna of Respect Team. Luke Goody, a great young man, has great potential. He's going to be a great asset when he moves on to the collegiate level. After he finishes his senior year at Homestead High School, he's going to play for head coach Brad Underwood and the Illinois Fighting Illini. This young man plays above the rim. He can shoot the outside jumper. He's just a great overall player. It's just that simple. Thanks to Amy Hanna of Respect Team also. Job well done. Moving on to the next segment, ladies and gentlemen. This next segment involves our very own Jason Delaney, who's the head coach of the EYBL 17U team. He sits down with the assistant basketball coach at Utah State, Dave Regland, who has 15 years of coaching experience before joining the Utah State men's basketball team back in 2018. Before coming to Utah State, he coached for 2 years at Valpo, and before that, he coached for 4 years as the assistant basketball coach at Indiana State. He's coached for some very great programs. And here in this episode, you're going to want to pay attention. Check it out.
So when you look at a player, when you start to kind of break it down and you're starting to recruit a player, what are some of the characteristics? You know, let's say we're getting to that offer spot. You know, you're watching guys, but then you're to that point where it's about time to make that offer. What are some of the characteristics you're really looking for in a recruit?
Yeah. So, I mean, number one thing is probably their intangibles. You know, are they a self-starter? You know, they're coaches, you know, high school, AAU, maybe if they have a workout guy, whatever. Do they say they have to pull them to the gym? Or are they the type of guys that are calling and asking to get workouts in, or calling and saying, coach, is the gym open? Or dad, can we go to the gym? So self-starters, guys that want to be as good as they can be. and not guys that just talk about it. Everybody says they want to be a pro, but there's so much work that goes into it. And if you're not invested in yourself, how can you expect everybody around you to be invested in it? So a self-starter, you know, obviously a good player, but even a better person. You know, how are they? They look you in the eyes. Eye contact's got to be big. Handshake has to be firm. Yes or no, sir, is good, but just common respect and being able to, you know, just be appreciative for the moment that they're in and the opportunity that they have. Because when you start looking at it, percentages of going from high school to college is small, and going from college to pro is even smaller. And just have that opportunity, you know, guys need to realize how blessed they are to have that. So for me personally, you know, guys that can dribble, pass, and shoot are important to me and staffs that I've been a part of, especially here at Utah State. We probably won't pass the look test, and, you know, guys that, you know, can put their neck on the rim, but skilled guys, that's what we are. And I've been fortunate most places that I've worked at, that's what it is. But more the intangible part is more important to me. Are your grades on intact? Do you show up the places on time, like whether it's school, whether it's workouts, whether it's practices? You know, how do you carry yourself? Are you, again, going back to respect of others and respect for yourself? Are you going to embarrass your family name, you know, the university, our program, all that stuff? You know, all the intangibles of that are just as important as anything else.
What's one thing you could say probably gets a recruit marked off your list probably quicker than anything else?
You just touched on it, body language. You know, once you can be who you want to be off the court. Like if you're silly, funny, goofy, whatever, like that's fine. You know, it may be good for a locker room. I know, you know, people talk about Shaq, how he is. He loosens people up in a locker room because he's kind of, you know, he's got a big personality. He's funny. LeBron, kind of the same way. I know people watch The Last Dance and you get a look to see how Jordan was, you know, off the court, in the locker room. Like, but when you get in between those lines, it's kind of like a battlefield, and you got to be locked and loaded and ready to go. So, you know, just how your body language, I think, you know, how your energy, like how you give out energy, if it's positive or negative, that says a lot about you. And if you're one of the better players, you know, your positive energy is going to, you know, be contagious. And negative body language and energy is contagious. So if you're a true leader, you're just going to have good body language. You're going to lead by example in a way. How you go through warm-ups is important. You know, how you are off the ball. Are you talking? Is it positive talk? You know, all those things I'm looking at more than just how many times you put the ball in the hole. Like, hey, that's great that you can do that, but those other things, like they account to winning basketball games at each level that you go to. And time and time again, there's been pros that I've coached, and a lot of times their positive body language and their approach help them get where they're at.
The media, the mixtapes, you know, recruiting services, bloggers, how much, especially now, I guess, too, and before this all hit, how much do you rely on them for recruiting information or to learn about a kid?
It's a necessary evil. I don't rely on it to justify who I'm going to recruit. I use it more for information. There's some guys that are really, really good with, and not what your eval is. It's great to get an eval, but phone numbers, addresses, email addresses, mom and dad, like occupation, all that stuff is probably, or is definitely more valuable for us coaches than, you know, your eval of that person. Like, maybe that's you know, we can go back and say, okay, yeah, that's what I see as well. Or, you know, some guys are really, really good at that, scouting service guys, but the information is more important. mixtapes and all that stuff. Like, I want to see you play. I want to see you play in a real game. I want to see your pros and your cons and, what we can help you on and all that stuff. Like, that's more important. And one of my buddies, actually, I think he tweeted the other day, there's been some kids that are getting offered, and he was like, man, did I miss an eval period or something? Like did we have were there tournaments recently? Because, a matter of fact, I think there was like a recent update to the national rankings. Like, how do kids go up and down? Like, I think that's unfair to kids, and as coaches, you're like, it's kind of shocking and unfair to us. But anyways, I use it for the information.
Very great insight there from Coach Dave Regland and a very well conducted interview by our very own Jason Delaney. Thanks a lot to both of you fellas. Job well done. Now, moving on to our very next segment. This is called the Honest Game Minute segment. This will be in every episode moving forward on See You on the Court TV, and is where we spend 60 seconds describing or explaining academic eligibility on the next level, that being the collegiate level. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this segment, we're going to be titling this one, What an NCAA Core GPA Is. Very important information here. Check it out.
Hey, welcome to the Honest Game Minute, where our experts break down a piece of academic eligibility for college sports in 60 seconds. Today we're going to hit the first piece that you have to focus on, NCAA Core GPA. Your grades and credits start counting day one of freshman year in high school. And in fact, some of the classes you took in 8th grade could count for the NCAA too. Your NCAA Core GPA is different from your school GPA because it's calculated based only on the grades you earn in NCAA approved classes. We'll get into what counts as an NCAA approved class in another minute. The NCAA will count your top grades within the 16 unit requirements to calculate your final core GPA. That's 16 annual grades, or 32 semester grades, or 48 trimester grades. And lastly, your NCAA core GPA must match a minimum SAT or ACT sum score on the D1 and D2 sliding scales. That's our Honest Game Minute. We'll see you next time.
Very valuable information there from our Honest Game crew. Thank you so much for that advice. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you use that information moving forward. And again, you will see this segment on every episode of See You on the Court TV as it describes and explains academic eligibility for 60 seconds in every episode. And lastly, our final segment of this episode. Our very own EYBL 16U assistant coach Roy Harrison sits down with Ball State's men's assistant basketball coach Matt Crenshaw. Coach Crenshaw entering his 3rd season with Ball State after completing 12 seasons for IUPUI, where he also played basketball for 4 years and is the all-time assist leader. Enjoy.
I just want to touch on probably one of the most biggest aspect of a potential student athlete is academics. I know kids come from different situations where their high schools are not really pushing that side of it as much as far as SAT and things like that. So from an academic standpoint, what would you say to a particular student athlete that want to possibly attend Ball State from an academic standpoint?
Well, one thing that I've always shared with anyone that I was recruiting, don't let academics stop you from being recruited by certain schools. I try to always tell anyone that I'm interacting with to try to do their best academically, put themselves in a situation where it's not coming down to your last minute to your test score, or you have to pass this class senior year to be deemed a qualifier. Let's do your work and be consistent from your freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. And those are things that I just try to focus on is early on. Obviously, say if it's a guy, a junior that I'm just starting to recruit, first thing I have to do is get the transcript.
Gotcha.
And if the transcript is not, it doesn't look like the favorable where their student athlete can make it, I have to let them know that, and they're going to obviously go down on the list because of that. That'll be somebody that you recruit But now I have to identify someone else. And if it's the same player, same position or same player, one's just a little more talented, but the other one is achieving better in the classroom, for the most part, I'm going to go with the guy achieving better in the classroom, because it's also,
That's me.
you don't want to have to, you just can't miss out. What if this kid doesn't make it and you put all your eggs in that basket, and now he doesn't make it and the other player that you like moved on. Now you've lost twice. So that's why I always try to get transcripts, even if they're early. And then I just talk to the high school coaches and tell them, like, they need to do better. So the earlier I can identify, a prospect like a 10th grade year, it helps. To me, it helps the kid. It's not so much helping me, because they're not going to be making a decision for 2 years, but they can hear that words of academics are important, from a different voice.
Thank you to both Warrior Harrison and Matt Crenshaw on the very well put together interview. Job well done to both of you fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our episode on See You on the Court TV, our very first episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can expect these episodes on every Friday and Monday of the week. Again, every Friday and Monday of the week. Do not miss out. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay blessed. Keep on pushing. This is See You on the Court TV.